another 5 Disney conspiracy theories that could be true. As we all know, Disney is filled full of mysteries and there is always weird stuff going on there. Did you hear the one about Boo from Monsters, Inc. showing up in Brave as the witch? Or the one about Andy's mum from Toy Story actually being Jesse's owner, Emily? And what about the brutal murder in The Emperor's New Groove? That spider committed straight-up homicide. There are some downer Disney movie theories out there too, so brace yourself. Some fans believe that Carl passes away at the beginning of Up and that the rest of the film is his journey through the afterlife to reunite with his beloved Ellie. That theory is nearly as upsetting as the one behind Finding Nemo, so today we bring to you a few more of these theories which will blow your mind. 5. Bing Bong is not. In case you didn't notice, Bing Bong is a character who was left out of the marketing for the film leading up to its release. The reason for this is because Pete Docter, the director of Inside Out, wanted Bing Bong and his death to be a total surprise. Many people were shocked and heartbroken when they found out that Bing Bong sacrificed himself in order to save Joy. What if he is not? What if he is actually a monster from Monsters, Inc. that Riley saw as a little girl and assumed was imaginary? He is known for making Riley laugh, which is exactly what monsters do to get power. Also, his animal-like appearance fits in with the way monsters look like in Monsters, Inc. If he really is a monster, then that would mean Bing Bong is alive and well. 4. All Pixar movies are in the same universe. According to John Negroni, 14 Pixar movies all exist in the same universe. Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up and Brave and are all included in this theory. The timeline begins with Brave, which is set in the Dark Ages, and it ends with Monsters Inc., which takes place around the year 4500. The films are seeking to illustrate the connection between humans, animals, and their environment. Negroni's well-thought-out and comprehensive theory connects all the movies together into one cohesive timeline with the mech theme. Does a very good job at explaining how each film affects another movie in the Pixar universe. 3. Belly and Janie are related. These iconic characters have more things in common than you think. Not only do Belly and Janie both wear a yellow dress, but they also have an eccentric father. Another similarity between these two characters is that they both have a thing for wild men and a passion for civilizing those men. Belly figured out a way to communicate with the beast just like Janie was able to communicate with the beastly Tarzan. Remember that tea set Tarzan's gorilla friend Turk was drumming on? Well, what if that is actually Mrs. Potts and Chip from Beauty and the Beast? If Janie really is the great-great-great-granddaughter of Belly and Beast, then it would explain why they kind of look alike. 2. Aladdin takes place in a post-apocalyptic future. A popular theory states that Aladdin is set in the future, and it can be proven by a handful of hints dropped by the genie in the movie. When the genie is giving Aladdin a makeover, he declares that his West and West combo is much too 3rd century. Also, the genie announces that he's been locked in the lamp for 10,000 years. This means that Aladdin is set in the year 10,300 at the earliest. Aladdin taking place in the future can explain why there are so many magical elements in the movie, like the flying carpet. Apparently advanced technology has been hidden in the Cave of Wonders because people wanted to keep it safe from the nuclear war that turned the world into a big empty desert. There is an alternative theory, and it states that Aladdin takes place in the past because Belly is reading a book about him in Beauty and the Beast. Another theory claims that the entire story of Aladdin is made up by the merchant in the beginning of the movie because he is trying to sell you an old lamp. 1. Mother Gothel is the Evil Queen. The Evil Queen is known as one of the most iconic and ruthless Disney villains to ever exist. What if the Evil Queen had not actually died in Snow White and instead moved far away so she can become Mother Gothel? Entangled. The dagger in the drawer that Mother Gothel opens looks very similar to the box and dagger the evil queen gives the huntsman in Snow White. There is nothing these two characters care more about than beauty and youth. The evil queen becomes insanely jealous of Snow White, the only one whose beauty surpasses her own. Mother Gothel, on the other hand, is obsessed with maintaining her youth. Not only do these two villains have similar personalities, but they also look alike. When Mother Gothel returns to her old age in the end of Tangled, she looks just like the old hag in Snow White.